The question a lot of people are asking, although a lot of people think they have the answer, is the president a racist? Joining us now, CNN political commentator Jason Miller and Ana Navarro. Guys, you know, I've known you both for a long, long time. I know there are strong feelings about this. To the extent that I can, I'm going to let you guys talk. Let's see how it goes. Ana, first to you, your reaction to what we've heard the last day.
I can't even believe that you're asking the question if, President Donald J. Racist is a person who's a bigot and is in the White House. Of course he is. When a person shows you who they are, believe them the first time. He has shown us throughout his life. He showed us throughout his campaign. He has shown us throughout his time as president. He is not going to change. A 71-year-old racist is not going to see Jesus and come to a different conclusion and a different heart at this stage in life. This is who he is, and it's up to the rest of us in America to say that that is not who America is. The reason I'm so pissed off about this, John, is because I live in Miami. Miami is a vibrant city that has been built by people who come from shitholes. People like me, people like the Haitians who are working in our restaurants, who work in our hospitals, who are taking care of our children, of our elderly, who are doctors and lawyers and vibrant parts of this community. And today the message they need to hear is that we are with them, that they are part of this community, they are part of this country, and they are what makes America great already.
Jason?
JB, you know I love you, but I thought that intro coming into this segment was just completely ridiculous. I mean, what we're here to talk about is the fact that President Trump is trying to get a deal done on DACA. He's trying to get a deal done.
Jason,
on
with all due respect,
reform.
that may be what you're here to talk about. Okay, but the president said something that a lot of people reacted to.
So let's talk about what he said. He was supposed to have a meeting yesterday where these lawmakers were going to come in and talk about merit-based immigration reform, and they came to him with something that had a whole bunch of carve-outs. He doesn't want carve-outs for folks from specific countries, whether it be the UK, whether it be Norway, whether it be Japan, whether it be Haiti, whether it be El Salvador. He doesn't want carve-outs by country. He wants a merit-based immigration system. Plain and simple. And the fact that these folks came to him with a plan that isn't acceptable in his mind, obviously he was fired up. So there was salty language back and forth on either side. And so he said some of the places in the world might be S-holes. Well, guess what? There are a lot of S-hole countries all around the world.
He only mentioned ones that had black and brown people.
No, but his point was, he said, why did you bring me something that has carve-outs, and why are you trying to, and especially if we're going to go and have carve-outs, why do you bring me something where we have tens of thousands of people who are coming in on a TPS who, at the economic level, if they're even lucky, have the shirt on their back?
Jason, every time he
basis.
says something racist, right? Every time he says something like this, or he says that there are people on both sides of Charlottesville where people were chanting, "Jews will not replace us." Every time we get an answer that's not what he means. Well, it does, because there's a pattern of statements here. It absolutely does, Jason, because we have heard from the president what he thinks about these issues that deal with race and deal with other. And consistently, he says things like this, and we are told by people close to the White House, well, that's not what he meant.
So here's where we disagree, John. So the president, because I've had an opportunity to spend a lot of time with him, he believes that the U.S. is the best country in the history of this world. There is a reason why people want to go from El Salvador and Haiti to the U.S. No one is clamoring to go from the U.S. back to El Salvador or back to Haiti. The reason why everyone wants to come here is this place is so great. But in order to make sure that we keep the U.S. great, we can't have everyone from the world come in at the same time. I mean, that's just not realistic. So
just people from Norway. Just people from Norway.
He wants to have an individual-based, merit-based system similar to what we have in Canada, and I mean that's what this whole thing was about. And also he said Asia, but that conveniently got left out of places that have high education levels. But again, it's about the individual. So it doesn't matter if they're from Nigeria or Haiti or El Salvador or
Jason,
anywhere.
I get your point.
It
does seem to matter to the president. But Ana, go ahead.
Listen, the reason that this country is great and the reason that people want to come here is because this country has been built decade after decade from the very start by people fleeing political persecution, by people fleeing shitholes. A lot of the people who built this country came from shitholes in Africa, and they were shackled to the bowels of ships and then